Hello, chat.
Hi
Hello.
there.
Here we are. We are
Oh, and I
here.
also don't like Alton Brown.
Yeah, I kind of have the same thing with Alton Brown too.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's not my favorite.
I used to really like
We
Alton,
did too,
but
but he's an asshole in the worst way.
yeah,
Not a way I can get
he
behind
is a I am superior because of
because I
X, Y, Z, A,
am.
B, C.
Yeah, he's also been
Yeah.
through 3 wives for a reason. Telling you, man, you can track how good or bad a person is by how many times they have been with a partner. Like how long they can sustain a relationship says a lot about a person. A
Yeah.
lot.
Also, his recipes, they look good on TV, not that good.
Yeah, the only one I like,
Yeah.
the only one I still use to this day is his biscuit recipe, and that's not even his, that's his grandmother's. That one I still use.
I will say, I combine his corned beef and Ruhlman's corned beef. Those two recipes.
Gruelman's?
Ruhlman.
Ruhlman.
Let's see. Where is he?
Yeah, but we met. We even went to see him live, and so we went and saw him live in concert and stuff. And then he brought like his band with him or something, and I was like, dude, what is he doing?
Yeah.
Like we come to see a chef play in a band? That's not. No, I don't. Yeah, no.
Did the
I
band
100%
at least have a
agree with you
terribly
with
punny
Algebra.
chef's name, chef type name, food type name? Was it like a themed band?
You know, I cannot for the life of me remember the name of the band. And I loved his show, and I thought I loved him. And then again, just like the opposite of Gordon, the more I looked into him, the more I was like, no, 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 and no. Yeah.
I can't find it. He's got a Ruhlman's known for charcuterie.
Anyway,
Wait, we're not here to talk about like recipes and food and things? Is that not what we're here for? Are you sure?
That's
Well-
bullcrap.
well, I mean, we're always here to talk about that.
True.
Right?
I mean, Jess is like, I mean, this conversation I can add to. Jess can cook, man.
I'd be the odd man out of that conversation.
Madam Gumbo Champion.
Yes.
It's true.
Yeah.
Gumbo champion.
Yeah, we went. It was amazing. She did a. It was a small one, but I think she could compete bigger. And so we were tasting. There were people that had like New Orleans style restaurants. Like gumbo was their specialty,
Mm-hmm.
and hers was better.
Yeah.
We tried them all.
Nice.
And yeah, and she did. She won.
Awesome.
Even a blind
Apple-
hog finds a nut once in a while.
Appalachian gumbo.
No, she actually did something brilliant with like the crawfish, the frozen crawfish, and yeah, it was just it's really good. And of course, the roux was perfect.
Well, it's like last week we were in Tucson just for a trip and to get to warm weather, and we happened to eat at this sandwich place that was like attached to a bakery that the same people owned, and they were doing samples of king cake because it was like Mardi Gras week or Fat Tuesday. And I've never been a big king cake fan. I've never had one that was anything but meh. But
They
Debbie
like
got
always
a piece
taste stale,
from the
stale even when they're
sample,
fresh. I agree. Yeah.
and she took a bite because it was free sample, and she's like, "This is amazing," and I'm like, So I took a bite, and I'm like, "Oh, like this is not just the best king cake I've ever had. This is like one of the best desserts I've ever eaten." So we
Wow.
bought a like $32 king cake and proceeded to like devour it in our hotel room, and then brought a huge chunk of it back on the plane. And we're eating it up until like a few days ago, and then finally when we ate the last piece, we were like, "Now we're sad. The king cake is gone." It was like, who knew that the best king cake ever
It
made
would be in Tucson.
is it Tucson, Arizona?
That's awesome.
I don't think I've ever had king cake. I think I stopped eating sugar before I was ever exposed to it.
Seriously, you're not missing out unless you're
You're
in
not-
Tucson. It's
Yeah, unless
It's
you're
a cinnamon roll with colored
yes.
sugar on it.
It's not
Yeah.
even cake. It's
Okay.
bread. That's why I'm like, why do they call this
Yeah.
cake?
And that's what I mean. And what this succeeded in doing was actually tasting like a fresh dense cinnamon roll, like eating a giant Cinnabon, you know.
That I've had.
Did you
Yeah.
find the
So,
king? Did they put a little baby in there?
The baby.
yes. Yeah.
It's a
We
baby,
did.
not a king.
Whatever.
We did. Yeah. Nobody ate him, thankfully, or
Ah.
bit into him.
Who found it? Because they have to go back
That's
to
later.
Tucson
Who's
now.
Catholic?
Yeah. Debbie found him, so I think the tradition is she has to buy the next one. So
Exactly. She has to go get back to King Cake.
I'm legit gonna call them next February though and be like, "Do you
Did they
ship?"
ship?
Yeah.
There you go. hmm
Well,
'Cause,
I'm
yeah,
pretty sure Tracy is in Tucson, so you probably have a connection.
there you go.
And Jeremy's
Do
like
you-
outside of it.
Does Tracy ship?
Tracy's like, oh, are you kidding? Tracy figures shit out. She'll do it.
Does she write romance? Because if so, she ships.
Badooch. Okay. Yeah.
Quick, can we get to the robot part where he doesn't talk? Let's go.
All right. Shall we begin
Yeah.
before we just become a dessert show?
I mean, don't put me in a box.
I believe we left off. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've not had a chance to review the footage.
The footage, like it was a crime scene.
I was gonna say more like a sports replay, like
Okay.
review the film. I guess
I kind of feel like Kelly was right.
yeah, probably. I believe we left off at the at everyone parking for a night at Fangtasia before setting back out, or did we get past that point?
No, that's
I
right.
can't
In a clean
remember.
basement.
Yeah, we were in the
In
basement.
a clean basement. Yeah, the clean basement. That's right.
Vicky.
Getting our clothes washed.
That's
Trying
right.
to figure out
They're
where to
right
go
there.
next.
Yes. So the plan had been you were going to
It's like the ocean
Meet
in
with-
my ears.
yes. Got this,
Put
The
your
Foley
ear up to the
artist
cat
there.
and hear the surf.
yeah. Our Foley artist there is applying the sound effects. Too bad we're not at a coastal city. Boy,
Right in
boy,
your face.
we are just pay attention to me.
I mean, it's better than butt in the face, I guess.
He's gonna bite any second, and then he's gonna get eaten.
Is he feeling chaotic?
He is definitely chaotic evil. His alignment is clear and has been clear for the last 10 years, so...
I believe the plan had been that you all were going to meet your new buddy Zero on the western gate to the city to head back to Crocodilius in the morning. So,
Yes.
so I guess we shall say that your clothes have been delivered to you. You have been roused pre-dawn, and now you can set forth with minimal interruptions from me.
And how are we traveling? The same way we got here?
Well, you need to get back to the edge of the city first, and then
Okay.
Zero has promised you transportation
Okay.
of an uncertain sort.
All right, so as we pass by, you said we got up really early. Are the markets or anything open as we're going by?
No, since you now have to traverse back almost the full length of the city again to the opposite gate. Yeah, I think the plan would be to leave early enough that you're not going to be
That everything's closed.
attracting too much attention. Since you're an attention gathering bunch, no matter what you seem to do.
I think it would be a good idea to change clothes.
I agree.
Do you want to
Especially
change
the-
back to your original clothes instead of sort of wearing the makeshift, everybody trading clothes like you did last time?
Yeah, that seems like a good idea. And maybe if we can pick up a couple of extra things here.
Well, that's what I asked her last time, and she said she didn't have any, Val. So that's why I was wondering if there were going to be markets open or anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll do the best we can.
I'm gonna take some bed sheets and fashion some sort of like headgear so I can at least cover my face if I need to.
Okay. Go. Or you can make togas, you know.
Little bag.
That's right.
Yeah, I'll wear my my sci-fi hoodie, which that's like a space blanket on the Enterprise. It's any normal piece of cloth, if you make it shiny enough, becomes like the sci-fi equivalent.
The sci-fi equivalent
It's
of
suddenly
yeah.
a few hundred years in the future now.
That's right. Everyone wears very shiny clothes in the future.
Go lay down.
So.
Lay down.
So it is now. You're starting to see in behind you, or wait, no, hold on, in front of you, because on this world the sun rises in the west. Um, a The beginnings of dawn, as you march up the mountain towards the peak. The really early risers, the real go-getters, especially in the business district, which is sort of the peak of the city, are starting to appear in the streets. Um, they cast some curious glances in your direction, mostly because they're ones and twos, not groups, but they clearly are still consuming their morning coffee, so they're half asleep and not too concerned with what you all are doing at the moment, at least.
We just have Zafo kill anybody who looks at us too curiously.
I mean, we're never going to come back here. It's
The,
fine. Yeah.
the bodies begin to stagnate.
That's a
Level
different
up.
kind of story.
Zafo, roll for it.
Roll for mass murder, Zapho. Zapho. It's a 15. It's no.
I have advantage on genocide.
That's right. Yes. Depopulate the city.
Look, we have a new base now.
Carve a bloody swath to the edge.
Well, it's perfect because then he's going to get his soul, and then he will have a redemption arc. This works.
There you go.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's right.
He has to become a monster first before he can be
Well,
redeemed.
if he murders all these people,
Yeah, you know.
see?
Mhm.
Yeah, monster. Yeah. We first we make him awful.
That's right.
The Jamie Lannister.
And then I have
Lannister arc.
my redemption
Yeah.
arc.
He pushes a kid off a tower, and then
Right.
and then he gets redeemed. It's great. Uh,
You kissed your sister. Oh, wait.
I'm just thinking Angel, man. There you go. Go back to Buffy days.
there you go. So then we're gonna just cut to the edge of the city because I don't want to just throw artificial obstacles in your way that are boring.
I mean, if nothing's open.
Right. You managed to get to the city without incident. The edge
In
of the
that
city without
case,
incident.
we sang and drank like fish the entire way.
That's right.
I pushed a
Yes.
businessman, took his coffee away. Gave
Yes.
it to Other.
You left some people tied up and clothesless so that you have their clothes now.
Spray painted in the street. Fugitives this way.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Except we actually pointed to the way we're going.
Right,
Yes,
right.
by mistake, yeah.
We dare you.
Try us. So, Vipermon's authorities will be spending weeks trying to sort out what the daring early morning chaos raid of whatever the hell was happening.
The daring early morning walk that way.
Like, who could be
It's like
so
a walk
bold?
of shame, just
Yeah,
with chaos.
that's right. The walk of chaos. Then it becomes a walk of triumph. Reference.
Indeed. Indeed.
We become
Uh,
heroes. I mean, I'm liking this.
It's like the Pied Piper, but just weirder. Um, okay, so you're outside the city limits. You managed to, through some combination of guile and rampant violence, escape without being detained by anybody. Um, we're just going to refer to this from now on as the Viper and Mons incident, and it will be sort of mysterious as to what exactly went down.
This is part of the lore now.
That's right. It's part of the lore. Something happened. We're not sure what. Greg was too tired to come up with something interesting to happen, so this is now
We
just
did. You're welcome. We are team
yes,
players.
You can just save it for later. George R. R. Martin, he wrote all sorts of Targaryen history that he didn't need to write just to get
That's
away
right.
from writing his actual story.
This is our Doom of Valyria, where nobody knows quite what it was. So this is um so you uh you reach the rendezvous point, which I'm going to say we had, even though I don't remember.
Hi, Zero.
And she is there, and she looks at you, and she says, "What the hell was all that?" And just put her gesture.
It's kind of hard to explain.
She just sort of she gestures in the vague direction of the city and all the rising columns of smoke. Uh, and uh, and she's like, "What did you do?" And she's like, "You know what? Never mind. I don't want
There
to
were
know.
ball bearings involved.
I don't want to know what you did. I don't want any more culpability." Um, and she's like, "All
This
right."
is why I live on the mountain by
That's
myself.
right. This is it. She's like, our ride is here, so everybody get ready and hop aboard. And so she gestures, and out of the like wooded area nearby that I'm just describing now, the setting, uh, comes this shambling sort of bone construct, and it's way more articulated than spine walkers normally are. It's a lot smaller than they are. And you realize as you're looking at it that it's made up of many small bones rather than like giant bones. And this is some sort of construct made by when she had showed up at what's Ustay's brother's name? I've already forgotten. Roger's cabin with a few of her bone construct pets slash friends. This is like hundreds more of them, but having all sort of reassembled themselves Voltron style into this giant kind of monstrosity. Um, and it looks very ungainly, but like it can move fast if it wants to. Um, she says, just pick a leg and climb up the bones until you get to the top. I told them to make a little perch for us. Um, and watch out. I tried to separate the top and lower half of the jaws wherever I could, but there might be some that still try to take a bite out of you as you go.
Still not the worst travel mode I've ever taken, so fine, I'll climb up.
All right.
Does anyone know you can do that?
Do what?
Climb?
No, make them like all together. Like, I don't understand how you did that.
She's Zero looks at you and she's like, they're always recombining themselves, taking pieces off some, putting them on others. It's a thing they do. Uh, Souls are a lot more flexible than people give them credit for, and they'll adapt to pretty much any shape that they're housed in.
So how many souls are in this one construct?
She kind of blows out her cheeks and she's like, "Oh, couldn't even begin to guess. Several thousand at least."
Make some notes.
And they all work together with no conflict.
Well, as long as I'm here.
Interesting. All right, so I take
Hey,
my
listen to me.
skirts up and I tie them at my hip so that my legs are free so I can climb up.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
and I
right.
ride on Zapho's back.
Okay, boss.
What
I am
music is
I am
Zebo
not
playing?
strong enough to climb up there myself.
So you climb up one of the constructs. I'm going to say 5 legs because that's a fun number for number of legs. Uh, and you pick the sort of easiest looking one to climb. None of the 5 legs look remotely like each other. They're all sort of different sizes and shapes, and it's and Zero looks at you as you sort of stare uncertainly at this. She's like, "Don't worry, it'll work." she she's the last one. She's the last one up, and at the top you see there's kind of
I'm
a
sure it'll work.
depression.
Go up. I'll be there. Just
Yeah,
a
go
minute.
up.
Go ahead.
I'll be there. I'll be there. I just got to keep them in line for a
Yeah, I'm sure
second.
it'll be fine.
Watch out for the teeth. Uh,
It's only mildly unstable. It's fine.
watch out for anything too sharp. Um, she directs you all to this sort of depression that's in a literal depression, not a bad feeling that lingers over time. Um, in the sort of top, it's a sort of bowl shape in the top of the where the legs all meet.
So it's a very
Um,
happy bowl.
it's a happy bowl,
Is it a
yeah.
skull?
Yeah.
Is it a skull? What is this? Is this a skull?
It's a kappa.
It's a cap.
No, it's like a giant, just sort of vaguely seething pile of bones that have kind of rearranged themselves into a concavity that you can take shelter in from the wind. And there's various.
Giant, bony Papa-san chair.
That's an excellent metaphor. Zafo for the win. A giant bony Papa-san chair is exactly what I'm describing.
The worst romantasy ever.
Yes.
Or the
That's
best. I don't know.
if I were to write a romantasy, it would be called that. I think we can all agree on that.
Just add heated into it. Heated giant Papasan chair.
Yeah,
There you go.
yes. There's various protrusions that you can grab hold of, like handles, to
I mean,
hold
we're
on.
still on the same subject. Okay, go ahead.
There's look,
Poor Greg.
you
Honestly, I got stuck on the 5th leg, and I really haven't moved on.
yeah, I can
I'm
see
just
where
thinking,
that might
don't
be a
climb the
problem.
5th leg.
But which one is the 5th? I mean, it could be any of them.
I'm always more worried about the third leg, but okay.
I guess it depends on your general lid layout, but as to whether the 5th or the 3rd is more alarming. You're okay. So there's no chairs or restraints. It's all you just sort of grab and hold on, and that's what Zero directs you to do. And then she kind of stands up at which you gather is the forward end of the Papasan. This is the best metaphor. Rim, and just kind of vaguely gestures in the direction you're going, and the entire construct kind of leaps into motion, lurching forward. It is not in any way a smooth ride. The depression you're sitting in is constantly, shifting under you. The legs some of them are more like scuttling, some of them are more like pinwheeling to like get you to move forward. It would not win any sort of travel comfort awards. So it's like flying in real life. You know.
We're on Spirit Airline.
Spirit Spine Walkers is about what I was about to say, yeah.
Considering it's a pile of bones, it's accurate.
It's so we yes, have we dropped some people?
Oh no!
Were they offended by the Spirit Airlines joke? Or?
Oh, they're back.
I don't know. He's gone. We can wreak havoc again. Do you have any more of that spray paint?
Yeah, it's
Am
Greg
I
that
back
keeps
now?
dropping
Oh, no.
out, in and out. He's not dropping in and out
away.
here. He's dropping in and out over there.
All right.
Yeah,
Is everyone back?
It was just you, dude.
I think
Yeah.
so.
It's weird because I had myself and 2 of you, and then 2 other people dropped off for me. But,
Ew.
Awesome.
So
The internet
Anyway,
is not feeling well today, apparently.
no, it never is. All right,
It's
so
probably DNS.
we are you're just surging forward in this sort of it's kind of like a waterbed, but a waterbed made of bones. Um, just jouncing underneath you. You're all going to be very bruised. Uh, but Zero kind of
A waterbed made of
she's
bones. It's like saying a Diet Pepsi made of dynamite.
right. Like I think it's quite clear.
Only Pepsi Clear.
uh,
I think that's a pop culture reference.
yes, I think
There
that
we go.
qualifies as a pop culture reference. Um, so Zero comes back after a little while, and you notice that she's managing to negotiate
Comes
the.
back. Where did she go?
Well, she was up at the front, sort of exhorting the construct forward, while you guys are
Ah.
kind of in the middle, sort of taking shelter. She joins you in the middle, and she was maneuvering the constant, uncertain footing pretty well.
So no pilot
Uh,
on this one?
No, that she just told them where to go, and they're going. So she joins you and says, it'll be a couple of hours, but we're making good time.
Couple of hours.
She's like, would you prefer longer, shorter? I'm not sure what you're asking.
I can't. I don't think I can handle this for a couple of hours.
Short of commandeering an actual spine walker, something that I think would attract the very sort of attention that we're trying to avoid, this is the best we're going to get.
Couldn't we hang some hammocks from the bottom or something? This is ridiculous. Ow! Ow! I don't even know what just hit me.
I'll take that under advisement for the next time I'm smuggling people into Centrality headquarters.
Smuggling? We're gonna be seen for miles around before we even get there.
Oh no, we're gonna stop short before we get into anyone's visual range, and then we'll have to go the rest of the way on foot. But don't worry, there's smugglers' tracks for that.
Just when I was starting to think this was gonna be fun.
I hope none of you had breakfast because of all the bouncing.
Everything was closed.
I don't eat breakfast.
That's right, big guy. You don't. Once again, Zero is much more fond of Zafo than any of the rest of you.
Well, I'll live with it. Still not the
So-
worst way I've had to travel.
Everyone's just gonna leave that on the table for a second time.
What? That she
Not
likes
gonna ask.
Zero?
Not gonna ask her follow-up questions about that. About what would be worse than this.
Oh, you mean her?
I mean, Sola.
Oh. I figured that was just Sola's thing. She scares me a little, you know.
Hmm. Okay, so
If I was going to see her again right now, I would not have hit her like when I first met her. That was very, very terrifying.
all right. So, we'll say we flash forward a few hours. Zero has been sort of going back and forth between the center of the little shelter dip and then the rim to make sure they're staying on course, because in her words, the constructs sometimes get a little unruly, and and they might start chasing something. But they she's like, we're getting close enough that we're going to have to disassemble the constructs and make the rest of the way on foot, or someone is going to spot us who shouldn't spot us. So everyone grab hold of something that's relatively solid nearby, and we'll try to do this without dropping anybody too far.
What?
Grab
what,
hold,
what did-
because
what
it's
did-
all
Okay.
falling apart.
So what follows is a sort of controlled collapse of the sort of construct, the meta construct. The bones kind of crumble downward, but in a way that where the legs sort of lower the central depression where you all are taking shelter to the ground, and then it just sort of like flumps into separate bones, the legs following suit. And then you get to watch in sort of fascinated horror as the various pieces and bones start reassembling themselves into smaller shapes. Um, and they're everything from fairly recognizable, you know, person-sized animal skeletons to like just completely off the wall assemblages of ribs and vertebrae, and there's one thing with like six upper jaws, and then they scuttle away or like roll away, or you know
That's how we know we're in a Greg book right there.
Well, Othar is watching very carefully. He is fascinated by this, but he is actually looking for something specific. He's looking
okay.
to see um, how these things interacted with one another. Like, is it just through proximity, or do they do the knife iron, the charged knife iron bits like push up against one another? He's trying to figure out how they work together as a single.
How they physically attach to one another.
No,
Okay.
how, because the knife iron's where the soul is, and if there's all these different souls and they're working together as a single gestalt, he's trying to figure out how that works, how
How they're
that
communicating.
operates.
Hmm.
Yeah. Are they communicating? Is there one, does it like become a hive mind, or is there a central piece that commands all the others? He's just trying to figure it out. And, this is his first, he doesn't usually work with constructs. So, anyway,
I'm gonna
that's,
roll here for Zero. She notices Othar noticing or watching, and she's able to intuit sort of what his interest is. So she kind of wanders up to him, and she's like, they've wandered the wilds for years, decades. Um, Eventually, they start to recognize one another. They recombine with one another. It's almost a weird form of not even mating, but like just a way for them to experiment with different shapes, experiment with different ways of being. It's this, and she gets kind of a wistful look on her face. She's like, it's the sort of thing that people might see more of or understand more of if they bothered to look at these things as actual entities instead of menaces to be avoided or destroyed if they're found.
I wonder if souls have relationships with each other.
Are you saying that out loud?
Yeah. Do they draw comfort from each other's presence?
uh,
Do they work together?
Zero says it's hard to know for certain, but in my experience, that certainly seems to be what I've observed.
Makes another note.
While y'all are doing that, Uste is just starfished on the ground, and her muskrat, her muskrat Suig, like the little construct thing. I'm assuming he's gonna stay with her and not run off with the other constructs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
So
mean,
he,
it might be like curious about what it's encountering, but it's gonna stick close to you. You're the one that knows.
so it's sitting on my chest. So he's watching them go, but it's sitting on my chest. But he's kind of still rattling, just like I am on the ground. I'm like, I'm still moving.
Zero says, yeah, it'll be that way for a while, until you. It's a little bit like going out to sea and coming back
You've got the
onto land.
weird cruise legs, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, the bone waterbed legs.
Okay, I feel fantastic. So, where are we at exactly?
So surrounding Crocodilius have always been a number of. It's a marshy area. There have always been a number of, we'll call them smugglers' byways, places where drugs or whatever can be moved into and out of the city, under the nose of authorities. And because it's marshy and hazardous, if you don't know the ways to go, it's dangerous enough that most people won't bother policing it. So that's where Zero has brought you, is to these sort
Everybody
of,
knows cops don't like to get wet.
you know. It's one of those things where if as long as the people doing the smuggling don't make too much racket in the parts of town where the well-heeled live, they might be left alone. Especially if catching them would be a lot of trouble. Um, so Zero seems to know these ways pretty well. So she's just like, follow me and try not to sink into anything that we can't pull you out of.
All
Especially
right.
especially keep an eye on the big guy, because if he goes into something sinky, it's going to be a real problem getting him out, since he weighs more than all of us put together.
All right.
Indeed.
Hey, Zepho, why don't you break off that branch and strip it and use it as a post or a pole to test the ground in front of yourself?
Okay, I can do that.
Half a tree
He's
comes down.
Yes, he snaps a big mangrove branch, and it's like 10 feet tall, and he's using it to like probe the ground. You get the sense that he doesn't quite know what he's doing with it, but he's following the literal orders. Um, Remember, this is a being that just kept walking in a straight line for an indeterminate amount of time because he was told to. So, um,
Well, I'm sure if we see any way we can improve the suggestion as we go, we will. We
yes,
will. So,
yes. I think if you all watch out for him, it'll probably work out. But um, so several times as you walk, you encounter people, clearly about some sort of furtive business, and each time they look at you and you look at them, and Zero kind of just does the sort of the upward head nod, like this, and they kind of move, and everyone kind of moves on without saying anything. They're all going different directions because these byways crisscross all over the place.
I
Um,
lean in close to Sola and say, for a very secret pathway back to the city, there's a lot of people on it.
A lot of people need it.
all right, so we're gonna go ahead and say that you reach the one of the entrances to the city proper that is, shall we say, under policed, possibly intentionally, possibly not. Um, I'm gonna roll here for the group. 12. We're gonna say that you get in without raising any official alarms, but people definitely notice you sort of stumbling out of the kind of marshy exurb into the city skull proper, and you're definitely not being the stealthiest, as Zepho still has this giant, half of a tree that he's poking the ground. He's poking the ground still, even though you're no longer in the. She's just jamming.
I feel like we're good now, Zepho.
Yeah, Zepho, you can throw down the stick.
Okay.
So he throws it down, and someone's chicken coop gets smashed. It's um and there's
Suag gets a
some
little excited and runs towards the chickens. Come back here.
no.
Come back. Come here. Come here.
You hear some shouts from inside the house that the chicken coop was attached to. Um, so you know, uh, that's a situation that might be developing if you don't. Uh, and Zero turns sort of irritated eyes to you and and kind of like, can we not immediately raise several alarms as soon as we get into the city?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell everyone. Look, everybody, be cool, be quiet. We can't be seen again, so we can't use fire right now.
We can't have any repetitions of the Viper and Mons incident.
That was legendary.
We can only hope that the news has not spread of what happened there. So Zero pulls you all aside into the first sort of quiet little area that she finds once you're inside the skull. She pulls you aside and looks straight at Uste, and she's like, "Your turn to get us where we need to go." And there's an edginess to her that hasn't been there before, to the Zero. It hasn't been there in the brief time you've known her. She's always seemed very in cool and collected and control of herself. Um, but now for the first time you see like kind of a sense of nerves that she's feeling being here.
I mean, I know my way around City Hall, but I don't, or Coalition Hall, but I have no idea. I've never been to this part of the town. I don't even know how to get there from here.
Well, you go to basically the coalition headquarters is a giant hovering sphere um, inside the jaws. So since you're looking for a tunnel, what you'd be looking for is a building directly below that sphere that's actually attached to the ground, and you're going to be looking for a way down. So essentially, heading toward the center of the city is going to get you where you need to go. So just
Well, I can tell you, we're not going to get in there in these muddy clothes. But what's
someone wants to go
today? What
shopping
is
again.
today? I have completely lost track of the days.
Thursday. It's always
Ah.
Thursday.
Well, today's a court day. So, if we can just have somebody going to court and somebody else being the lawyer, we should be able to get right in that building, no problem.
Okay.
I
So-
literally hate the sound of this.
We don't actually want to go into the building. We want to go underneath the building.
Yeah, but we have to get into the building to get into the entrance. That is the elevator that
The
goes
building
down.
is floating in the air, right?
Not that one, the one underneath it.
Yeah. I said there's another building, sort of we'll call it an annex that's
Oh, okay.
underneath it, attached to that handles more like less symbolic matters. That the cool floating building is awesome and all, but like it's not super practical for average people to be like going up into the floating building.
That's more where the big speeches are held and, where Congress is, right? So down here is where
Yeah.
the actual business gets done. It's where I did
Yeah.
my internship and it's where I met Ginge.
There you go. Yeah. See, all this useful information is coming to
So
light.
I'm getting the big round building is where the gold toilets are, and the DMV is down here.
Exactly.
Correct. Yes, the DMV is at ground level, and also the tunnel, as you will need to go down is also going to be there, because obviously making that in the floating building would not make much sense.
All right.
So if we're gonna get in here, we're gonna need some credentials that we clearly don't have. Right?
Yeah.
You all look to the daughter of the Avatar among you.
I'm like, I don't know. They always just let me in, but I know what we need to wear.
I think.
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned that we don't really know how they picked up on our trail before. So we don't really know if they know that you're with us. If you walk in there and somebody recognizes you, Is that going to be good or is that going to be really bad? We need to talk to somebody on the inside.
You are so smart, Othar.
Yes.
We could go to the old law office and see if they know what's going on.
Did you say the old law office?
I think I did, but I meant law office. It's all about coalition law, and we were defending people that were like put
I
up.
thought it was like the Comedy Shack, you know? It's like
The LOL office. The LOL offices of.
It's Bob
long
Law's
as it-
Law Blog.
right?
As long as it's not the law offices. We'll be all right.
Yeah,
That would be copyright infringy.
True. Fair.
I mean, they were fighting against the coalition, and we're fighting against the coalition. I think it's the same thing, right?
We're talking about a separate.
This is an actual. I am thinking in my head an actual law firm, right? But they're defense lawyers, right? So they were defending people.
So they're not in the coalition building. They would
No.
be a separate thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And do you know people
I'm with
there?
you.
Oh yeah, I know lots of people there. That's where I did my intern.
Oh,
Internship.
okay.
You
Good.
stay the paralegal.
That's right.
Okay, well, I guess that's a start. Otherwise, we have to go back to home, and I know they'll know how to get in, but I don't want to involve them unless I have to.
I just want to get it straight though. My main job in my internship was to like dress the defendants, and I was very good at my job.
Yeah, that's concerning. But okay, let's just go.
I was just writing interned in as an attorney, and now I'm trying to figure out what to change that to.
Yeah, what is that? I don't even know. I mean, clearly, how the defendant is dressed does not matter. Like, if they came in a ripped T-shirt and
Right, but I'm thinking if I wrote a legal fashion expert, then that might infer that there was some legal expertise, which it doesn't sound like there was.
fashionista to the felons.
There you
That's
go.
her title.
Not felons yet; they were innocent.
Fashionista to the alleged. You're ruining the. What is it? Oh, God, I'm blanking on the term when the letters of the first letters of the words match.
Alliteration.
Alliteration. Yes, I'm
Yes,
not.
I'm an
brain
editor. I'm
dead.
supposed to ruin your words. That's my job.
You said it, not me. But we're all faking. Okay. So, fashionista to the allegedly guilty.
I went with fashion expert to the public attorney's office.
There you go. I mean, that's useful. You think for what you guys are doing, like she's literally dressing people to look innocent.
Right.
Like that. What else is a better description of what you're trying to do?
So we need advantages on all our disguises from now on.
That's right.
Yes, roll advantage
This is my
on
skill. I
on
knew I
whether
had a skill
disguise
somewhere.
works. Yes, there you go. Yeah, we're figuring it out. Okay. So, I assume you're leading them on to the law firm of something and something.
Yeah, but they're never going to let us in even that building dressed like this. We are way too dirty. We need to
okay.
clean up.
Okay. This is a large percentage of what this group does. Is
Change
I
clothes?
I know.
Well, you keep taking us through the swamp.
Yeah, what do you want from me?
So we have a change of clothes. We have clean clothes
Yes,
in our
you do.
packs.
Oh, do
can
we?
just-
Sweet.
yeah.
Then we could just change. We're good.
Yeah.
I had all of our dirty stuff laundered while we were at Val's.
I just forgot we had extra clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got clean at the whorehouse, so there you go.
Yeah, and then we went through the swamp again. Okay, so. All right, so we switched
I mean,
clothes.
if anybody needs to be good at cleaning up.
Experts.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, switch clothes. Zero, who does not have a change of clothes, but is also less disheveled looking than the rest of you, is just going to pull the hood of her cloak up as far as she can over her head.
Space
Wait,
hoodie.
is she going with us?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You're not going to be able to do what you want to do in
She's our
terms of
conduit.
yeah. She, she needs to be around for she has a particular set of skills. Uh,
Yeah, she's going to kill us and then bring us back to life.
I mean, parts of you.
Yeah, but I actually think it's better, and because she's looking at her, if you wait for us, and then we'll meet up with you after we go to the law firm.
So she looks very uncomfortable with this notion, like she doesn't want to be alone here, but ultimately she thinks about it and is like, "All right, fine. Wh- I'll meet you." She names a, public square that's adjacent to the ground level, the DMV building, we'll
The
call it.
DMV building. That's right.
Yes, the Department of. I can't think of anything that works for this world. Um, the Department of Moving. Yeah, I don't know.
It's the Gordon Ramsay building.
Ha!
And I hate it.
Leave me out of this fight.
The food's great though.
Um, they're cafeterias to die for.
Yeah, it's cafeteria's
Uh,
top notch.
okay, so Zero is gonna wander off, looking vaguely uncomfortable, and she disappears quickly into the growing crowd. Um, at this point, we're heading on towards lunchtime, basically, in terms of time of day.
Okay.
So, Uste, take it away.
All right. Come with me. And she confidently walks in front of
And
everyone.
you'll
Doesn't even look
see.
behind to see if anyone's following her.
And all of you think this is our chance. We could just let her wander off.
Yeah. Now we can go actually make the plan. So let her. This will keep her occupied for a while. So
We all kind of look at each other.
All right. We'll go with her.
All right. So I get in front of the law building. What does it look like?
It looks it's stone. It looks very um
Ah,
distinguished. Like it's built. It's like it's been built to look like it's been there forever. Although you can tell just from the weathering on the stone that it's actually much newer than that. So it's trying to look ancient and imposing, but in fact it is actually fairly recently
So,
constructed.
ancient, imposing, stone strip mall.
Sure.
it's a very distinguished law office. Now come on with me. All right. So I confidently open the door, go right into whatever the secretary desk, the reception desk, whatever that is right at the front, right? And I stop right there and I'm like, "Hi, it's me. I'm back. I really need to talk to lawyer. Should I make up his name? Dave will
Sure.
give me a name.
blah blah blah
Bob Lala.
blah
I'm here-
blah.
Blah,
Blah
blah.
blah. I need to meet Bob Loblaw. Or I'm here to see him. He'll remember who I am.
Arrested Development. Okay. So
Gene. Either that or his name's Gene.
His name's Bob Jean.
Bob Jean, there we go. That seems a little bit more safe from a copyright standpoint.
It's not those are characters. We're good.
Bob
No,
Jean
I know,
Blah.
I know. Bob, so the receptionist lady, she's like, Uste, oh my gosh, and she's genuinely excited to see you, and you can see that she's very fashionably dressed. So she and Uste are of the same, cut from the same cloth, if you will. Um, Yeah, not a dad, but I can dad joke. Uh,
Wow, that's a faux pas.
Just for that, we
uh,
should get extra points next time you roll. Oh, sorry.
no, I refuse.
Boy, that was very
In fact, I'm going to take
decisively
away
dad of you.
points.
You know,
How dare you suggest that? I'm
I am
taking
not a
away
fan of the
points.
form, Zafo, but that was well crafted. You got it on like 3 different levels there.
Yeah.
Wait, are you encouraging dad jokes? Stop it! Ugh. Sorry.
Don't mean to, don't want to. But it was pretty well put together.
So she's like, "Oh, Mr. Gene, yes, he's in today. I can get him right away, and sure, he'll just be thrilled to see you." And so she presses her writing equivalent of an intercom. She's like, "Mr. Gene, Ustay is here to see." What is Ustay's last name? Have we established this?
We did. I don't know if I remember. Keep going.
Okay, Ustay so and so is here to see you, and you just hear coming from the other end of the intercom a giant staticky sigh. and and then with what's clearly manufactured enthusiasm, like, I'll be right out. So, I'm sorry, I feel like I pick on Ustay, but it's fun.
Ustay can take it.
So shortly after, he comes bustling out, and he's much more, I would say, he's much, since we're describing everyone's clothes now, he's much more traditionally conservatively dressed. In whatever passes for that in this world, because I've never didn't do a lot of clothes describing that series, but he comes out, he's all smiles for Ustay. Doesn't quite meet his eye or reach his eyes, but she's not the most observant person, so she doesn't detect anything amiss. He comes out. She's like, "Ustay, we've really missed you here. What brings you to our humble practice?"
I'm
Is
hoping like it's around lunchtime. I was wondering, can we like go back to your office, get some food ordered in, and I have a few questions.
he's like, "For the daughter of one of the most powerful people in the coalition, of course." So
And
he
we're in
sort of ushers.
Crocodilius, right?
I'm sorry.
We're in Crocodilius.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So he gestures. He's like, "You and your friends can come with me." So he leads you all to the conference room and places an order for lunch. Which he's like, comes back in once you get you all settled. He says, "Lunch will be a few minutes, but until then, what brings you here? What can we do to help?" You were our clients have been less well dressed than ever since you left.
Well, these are my friends. And suddenly she realizes she has no idea how to introduce you guys, how to say who you are, to explain what they're doing. But apparently he hasn't called the police yet, so we're obviously not wanted. So I'm not sure what to do right now.
No, he has. I mean, he's a defense attorney, so he's not super pro police.
Exactly, right? That was my thing.
Yeah,
So he might
yeah,
be happy to see me, but not because, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know, because that's why we came here. Hey, have there been any extra activity going on since we left?
He doesn't know. Oh, he doesn't know when you left. So
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I'm lost now.
So, we're interested in seeing the inner workings of the court. Are you able to take us on a field trip? This is for like homework for school.
Yes,
Now,
they're my classmates. That's what I was trying
okay.
to say.
I want to be clear. Has she actually introduced any of you by name?
Nope, not a one.
Okay.
That's why I'm like, these are my friends. And then I
Okay.
looked at Sola, panicked. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna like reach out to shake his hand and say, "My name is Kaylin McNulty, and these are my friends Jim and Dale.
He's like, nice to meet you, and such odd names.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna do something here
Oh,
because I'm dumb. Um, Pick a number from 1 to 20 of how dumb I am.
am I rolling? Let's see. Well, I rolled 15.
So would you say I passed an intelligence check?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would, actually.
Okay.
I kind of wish you
Then
hadn't because it sounds fun, but
yeah, I know, I know. I just nod along.
it's just you're just so agreeable that you're like, sure, my name is. I mean, so what's happened now is you actually think is he Jim or is he Dale? Uh,
I'm totally Dale.
He's Dale.
so now you think your name is Dale. You think your name has been changed to Dale.
Got it.
So you're just because your boss said you're Dale, so he's like, okay, I'm Dale. I'm Dale now. I was Zafo, and now I'm Dale. It's going to be interesting when one of them tries to address Zafo, and you don't respond. Uh,
Can't wait.
So he's like, okay. And he clearly realizes that Zafo or Dale is not a student, but a construct because it's not that hard to tell if you're up close like this. And he kind of frowns, but like you can tell he's thinking, well, maybe how much of this about this do I really want to know right now? So he says, you want to visit the courthouse? That's what you want, and you want a tour?
Yeah, it's for a school report that
For a
we have to do.
school
We're being
report.
graded on it.
How old is Sola?
Early
Like-
20s.
Yeah.
Okay, he's so old, young enough to pass as a student.
She was working an internship here.
No, not Uste Sola.
Oh, sorry. I have no idea how old Soul is. Sorry.
She's young. She's not very old. She's like
Okay,
probably 19 or 20.
okay, so all right, this is okay. And again, he looks at Zafo. Clearly, he knows
Muted, Other.
Clearly, he knows that.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, how old is Other? That's a good question too.
Other's probably early 30s.
Okay,
I
I
he
mean,
could maybe pass.
He's a
sort of
non-traditional student. He's fine.
He sort of throws Other a look, but really clearly, like Zafo / Dale is what is capturing lawyer Bob's attention, and he's like, I'm sorry, I probably don't want to know the answer to this, but clearly this is a construct, a human-like construct, which are coalition property. Like, what is he doing here?
He's part of our project. Yeah.
Raise hail.
Now we know what happened to the other city. Zafo.
Yes. Zafo, kill.
Question is,
Bob,
who
I
got
have
the other half of that? Raise hail, praise Dale.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No.
Pop
So,
culture reference.
Bob, there is one slight concern though before we do this, and I figure you could probably help us because I know you're friends with Uste here. She was sort of adjacent to some questionable activity last night, and it was a party. Things got out of hand. We got out of there before the cops showed up, but I just wonder, before we go there, is there any way you can check and make sure that she's clean, nobody's looking for
her? He basically says, believe me, if she was wanted, everyone in the city would know.
So we're
So
clear. I mean,
there's
ready for a tour.
Well, it
Uh,
just happened.
Oh, I thought we
oh,
meant from before with all the nonsense we
you're
talked
talking
before.
about the Viper Bonds
No, I'm
incident.
making up an excuse for him to
Uh,
look and see if anybody's looking for her.
okay, okay. He calls the receptionist in, and he's like, can we do a quick um check of our uh holy
We've been
drive,
censored.
the equivalent. Oh, with our bleep.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. The Polish drop was like, what?
Can we do a quick check to see if there's any chatter from law enforcement about our good friend Ustay here? And the receptionist kind of looks like alarmed at this even being a possibility, but she's like, sure, sure, yes, yes, Mr. Jean, we can do that." And she runs off. Um, and she's gone for a couple of minutes, and then comes back. She's like, no, no, nothing about her. All the talk is of this group of terrorists though that have been uh, seen here, both here and in Viperid Mons. Most recently in Viper Mons, and her eyes go to Zapho, and she's like, and they say everyone says they have a human construct with them.
That's crazy. Terrorism is wrong.
Nothing
It
about
doesn't
me.
solve anything.
And we're all together, so obviously it's not us.
See, Uste, I told you they would get the fire out over on in the swimming pool before the parents got back. Everything's fine.
Good. Thank you. I was so worried about that.
So, lawyer Bob is clearly not a dummy, but he also clearly doesn't clearly thinks that the less he knows about what this is, the better. And he's also not a huge fan of the coalition, since we can assume that at least some of Ustay's leanings come from interning. Is that correct? From interning here, your anti-coalitional leanings
Yes, for sure.
sort of originated here.
And I
He's
met Ginge
like,
at the courthouse.
yes. He's like, okay, I can get you we can do a tour. Yes, it'll be a very controlled tour, and I'll have to ask you not to leave my side at any time. It's a public building; people can come and go. But that being said, there are certain areas where you're not the general public aren't permitted without special permission. So as long as you all can agree to that, we can go after lunch. Um, and he's the receptionist is back. He's like, "Can you clear my afternoon schedule?" You get the sense he's sort of pulling out all the stops, not because he particularly is fond of Ustay, but because of who Ustay's mother is, and not because he's even particularly fond of Ustay's mother, but it doesn't do to have someone
No, we
that
got
powerful mad at you.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Okay.
why is less important.
Right. Um. So lunch arrives. Um. It's salt rice and pork. Sounds delightful. And you all eat. Do you want to talk about anything while you're eating, or should we just skip to the next part?
Do we still have the full closet of clothes?
Like
Asking
the
about
clothes you
Jean.
brought. Oh. He's like, oh, we gave a number of them away to clients, but we still have some in there. Yes.
Cool. Just curious. Thank you.
He kind of gives you a look and then decides he doesn't want to push it.
Sola, you
Yeah.
mentioned your parents. Do they live here in Crocodilius?
They do. Yes.
Okay. All right.
So, if I'm just like, this is the plan. And I assume Jean can't hear us. Can Jean hear us?
He's gone. We'll say he's left the room to to try and salvage the afternoon he's sacrificing to take you all to on this tour. Salvage what he can of it.
Before we talk, I'm making sure the intercom is turned off.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm not sure that this should be the time that I think we just need to get a layout. We need to figure out a plan before we go barreling into here. So this is a fact-finding thing, right?
How long do you think Zero's going to hang around?
Well, doesn't she have to come with us where we're going?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she has to know that we have to have some time to get into this place. I don't know. I'm just asking, are we ready to go where we need to go, or do we need other things first? Like, how confident are we that this is going to work out, that we're going to be in the basement where we need to be at? Because we're going to have to ditch this guy.
Yeah. Well, I think she's expecting us to go get her, and then us all go down there. And I think once we're down there, we're going to be ready, because it's not like no matter how much stuff we have with us or preparations we make, we can't take it where we're going. So it's really just, what could we have that would help us get past the people we need to get past other than Ustay? And if you got an idea, I'm all ears.
I say the biggest problem I see is that Zafo here is huge, and people
And
are
he
looking for
can't
him.
go with us. He can't follow us where we're going.
He can't.
We were told that.
Oh,
He can't. So, memory refresher. I think what Other is getting at is ultimately you're going to talk to the machinist. I looked up the name in my own book to remember. The machinist is the one that assembles soul fragments into gradually more and more complex souls in between life and death. In order to talk to the machinist, your souls are going to have to temporarily, we hope, leave your body. And Zaphos can't do that because if his soul leaves his body will crumble because it's knife iron, and that's what happens.
well, I
So
mean, I understand that.
he can't go there. He could follow you down up until that point if you want him to. So
Because we're
that is
also going to need someone to defend our bodies while we're gone.
right.
Can't think of
Well,
anyone better. But we have to figure out how to get him in the courthouse.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm a handler, so wouldn't I just handle him to there? Like,
Oh my.
Yes. So you are a handler. You certainly could prove your credentials as one if need be. However, remember you are probably attached to a bunch of, law enforcement interests if you get too noisy about who you are. Um, Also, you're currently posing as a student, so it's. Um, I guess it's where does one end and the other begin in terms of your assumed identity.
So I think we've done this before, but what if we just put a box in his hands? Say it's all part of the project. We'll maybe some bunch of paperwork, something like that.
Oh, you're a genius. If we put a box in his
Yes.
hands and we put Suig in that box, once we get where we need to go, we can let it go. It can wreak havoc, which is its favorite thing in the whole world to do. And maybe that'll distract him enough that we can get where we need to go.
Well, I mean, maybe a muskrat would be distracting enough. If you think so,
Well, it's a construct muskrat too.
yeah. I mean, I don't, I don't think Greg's gonna shut you down that hard. You are his editor.
Wait, so revenge? No, hold on now.
At last. It's all been building to this.
Does that count as a pop culture reference? I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay. Let's give him an official looking box, I guess. That should at least make it look like he's supposed to be there.
Yeah. And we'll just like borrow some old legal files and stuff. And
I'm
We'll
sure
give
they'll
him some
part with it.
folders.
No problem.
yeah.
So I'm just gonna put together a box and hand it to Zafo and say, just, you need to carry this, and if you're asked, it's a very important box that has to go upstairs. Or downstairs.
Yeah. Downstairs. Because that's where
Okay,
we're
boss.
headed.
These are my very important papers.
And where do they have to go?
There? It's just toilet paper in there. It's an old scout skit. Sorry, Sola. Sorry, go ahead.
And where do you have to go with them? Where's it have to go?
Anywhere you go.
Downstairs.
Downstairs.
Okay.
Which stairs?
Downstairs. You'll see.
Okay. I'll look for stairs that go down.
And where is that blasted plane?
In Spain.
Pop culture
In
reference.
the rain? Mostly on
Is
the
that
plane?
really a pop culture reference anymore?
It's a musical. Yes, it counts always.
Okay.
For very old people.
Case in point.
All right. So is it? Have you formulated the plan then? Is it?
Yeah.
It's
Such
like
as it is.
80% of a 20% of a plan.
We'll
So-
paint it.
Plan
We still
to
have
plan.
spray paint.
60% of the time it works every time. There's your pop culture reference.
There you go.
Okay, so lawyer Bob comes back and he's like, "All right, everyone eaten? Are we ready?" Like hold on. Am I back? Did I blipped out?
You are back.
Yeah,
You
you
blip.
didn't. You
Okay.
didn't go anywhere. I didn't see anything.
Not for me either.
Okay, everyone blipped out for me, so I assume
Right.
that's me.
So here in our stream where we're looking, everything was fine, but over here on the YouTube, Greg blanked out for a second and then he came back, and apparently we all blanked out for Greg.
For me in our chat, not in the stream.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Super exciting.
It is.
Technology.
Ish.
Ish. It's exactly right.
All right. So lawyer Bob says, "All right, if everyone's ready, I'm happy to take you on the tour. I do have a very busy afternoon, so I'd appreciate if we kind of got moving."
Awesome. Let's go.
All right.
Okay.
Grades
Oh,
are so
okay.
important.
It's our future.
I take my box and I walk right up behind him.
He's like, what is he doing with that box?
Carrying it.
There's very important papers in there.
This is all part of your project? Because that looks like one of our boxes.
And thank you.
It's critical to the project success.
He just looks inexpressibly weary.
Did he turn around?
Yeah, he turned around to look.
Yeah, I went around behind him.
Okay.
I'm like right behind him.
Okay. So you're just wherever he goes, you're right behind him.
Exactly.
Okay.
As quickly as possible.
Okay.
He said he wanted to go fast.
He's extremely off put by this, but he deals with it. So So he marches you straight on from the law office, which is not far from the DMV building, and he is heading straight there. Now, he does not know. Brief interjection from the DM here. He does not know that you're intending to meet up with Zero. So he's not making any he's not planning on making any detours. So just throwing that out there.
Yeah. Well, keeping an eye out for her because I'm
All right.
hoping she didn't go too far because we never said, oh, we'll meet you at any particular place.
Well,
Well, she
she
said
did
she was going to
actually.
be in the
There's a
public
public
square.
square, yeah.
Oh,
So
okay. So we
so
got to go
so
through there.
so all right. So um, are you gonna flag down lawyer Bob because he's trucking. He's like
Actually, I'm going to flag down Zero, and if we're just all going to follow.
okay.
And when she gets close, I'm just going to say, "You're our instructor."
Okay. So she sees you with following lawyer Bob, and she kind of does like. Uh,
She should just sort of fall in step. He's clearly distracted. He's not going to pay attention.
so she approaches looking extremely disgruntled, but she manages to put a neutral expression on her face as she joins you, and uh, she reluctantly, but seeing as where you're going and how it might look, she reluctantly lowers her hood, um, and so to not stand out quite so much as far as keeping her covered.
Yeah, and I just say, "We're students. You're a teacher." And
Okay. So as you approach, Bob looks back to make sure he's got you all. Does a double take when he sees Zero, and so that you tell him this is our teacher.
mhm.
Um, he's like, "Oh, very nice to meet you, Ms." And she just says Zero, and he kind of blinks at that, and it says Ms. Zero. All right, you all have such odd names. Uh, and he's like, "If you'll come this way, we'll start the tour. Um, I do ask you to keep up. You don't want to go wandering in this building in places you shouldn't be. It could lead to real problems with security." Um,
Good to know.
I am
so
looking for any stairs that go down.
okay, this is going to be so interesting. All right, so you go in through a public entrance. As I said, it's a public building, so anybody can wander in during open hours. There's no security. There's no security checking credentials or anything. There are guards, but they're not doing more than eyeballing people. They do a double take of Zafo, but let's roll to see how suspicious they are. 7. That's not very suspicious. So they see his box. They assume he must be lifting things as constructs of his size frequently are used for. And they go back to scanning the crowd, and you all file into the building. The main atrium is quite large. It's very impressive and imposing looking. The architecture is clearly designed to sort of evoke awe in those who see it. The majesty of the justice system at work. There's a little DMV kiosk in the back area that looks kind of dingy and run down. And everybody, so lawyer Bob goes on the big tour, and he talks about he's gesturing. He acts like he's been a tour guide his whole life. He's gesturing at the building, talks about the significance of architectural points, and says, over here we have the statues symbolizing, uh, the various virtues of our coalitional government, and he's very much towing the party line, although you don't hear the full sincerity in his voice as he's talking.
Are there any of those like when you go into government buildings, they've got like the big list on the wall, and it's got all the different offices and
Mm,
what floor they're on and that sort of thing.
yes, yes.
Okay, I'm looking for anything that is below us in any of the basement levels.
Okay.
Um, and
So,
once I see something that looks like it's not basically, I'm looking for something that's not like the top secret office of get your head shut off if you go here. Not that, but something sort of innocuous that I can say, oh, we really want to see that thing, and
okay,
and
so
so
you're
he'll
looking
take us
for
downstairs.
okay. Um, so you are there is a uh oh, you need to think for a second here. There's a series of there's a basement and then like three sub basements on the list of things. Very bottom thing is it says pit access, so that's what you're after for real.
Right.
Uh, that's the only thing on the third sub basement. Um, above that is sump control in second sub basement, which you assume means keeping the whole thing from flooding, since you're again sort of digging down into a marsh if you go down too far. Above that is records, and then above that is the basement, which is we'll call it the boiler room, for lack of a better term. I'm not sure what that would be called in this world, and I haven't had time to think about it. So, boiler room, and then the ground level is where you are. So those are your sort of downstairs options. Boiler room, records, sump control, pit access.
Okay, so we want to go look at the records room. Um, that's the next step that we need to make for our project.
So you've distracted Lawyer Bob from his description of the memorial stat center of the internal atrium area, and he kind of looks at you. He's like, the records room. He's like, what's this project in regard to specifically that you would need to go there?
Well, we need to look at the history of our project before we can get any further on it.
He's like, and he goes and he holds up a finger, wanders over to an information desk, and you can see him sort of exchanging words with the person there. And he comes back and he said, the public portion of the records room is of course open for you to go visit if you like. Um, the there are off limits portions of the room you won't be permitted to visit. But
Sure.
as long as what you're after is public record, you can see it. Um, so is that where you want to go? Should we just
Yeah, yeah. That I think
okay,
that'll work just fine.
okay. Um, so he's like, all right, well, follow me. And so he's as you might imagine, we law firms tend to visit the records room fairly frequently because there's a wealth of information we can use in our cases here. And he's kind of droning on, and clearly it interests him. You're not sure many other people find it interesting, but he leads you to oh, Zaphos wandered away at the worst possible minute. A
Uh-oh.
staircase.
Oh, he can still hear us. I'm sure he's got his headphones on.
Um,
I the staircase.
I was
Did I go
hoping there was an
down?
elevator, but I guess a staircase will have to do.
I
well,
was told to go downstairs.
now that we've set up the staircase, this downstairs thing, I felt like it had to be a staircase. Um, the staircase in question has a sign above it that says "Records Room," and he says, "Lawyer Bob says now this leads just to the records room. It's the only public portion of any of the basement floors, so none of the other rooms are accessible, or none of the other floors or portions of the basement areas are accessible from for the public except for this one. So we're gonna go down. So he leads you down the staircase, and it's this long spiraling staircase. and Zaphod/Dale is just ecstatic at getting to carry this box down the stairs, fulfilling his mandate. Um,
I'm just gonna ask the lawyer, like, oh, so if I don't want to go into some place I'm not supposed to go and get in trouble, how am I gonna know that that's the place I shouldn't go?
he's like, the armed guards stationed outside of each access point to any of the other basements will be the ones to inform you that you're about to go the wrong way.
Oh gosh, what kind of weapons? How are they armed?
And he kind of looks at you and he's like, standard non-lethal weaponry for any kind of crowd control purposes.
Oh, okay, cool.
I feel really concerned for these guards.
Non-lethal. I never thought about that.
So into the records room you enter. It is perhaps, as one might expect, for the questionable decision of storing records underground in a marshy environment, fairly moldy and dank. Sump control maybe is not working up to its desired standards. Anyone's character allergic to mold?
No, but I've really had
Absolutely
it with
not.
basements.
So you wander in. Lawyer Bob is like, so here we have the records room. As you can see, we've all had to do our part in keeping the records dry. Um, those that aren't stored on knife iron storage media have to be, boxed up in watertight containers. And again, he's droning on and on about how records are kept. And you know, then he kind of winds down. He's like, "So, what specific records were you looking for? I've been down here so many times. I'm sure I can help you find them quickly." And he really emphasizes that quickly part because he would like this tour to be over now.
Bob, the thing is, there's actually quite a few things that we want to look up. Maybe we just meet you later and come by and say thanks and when we're all done, I think we can find our way out of here.
And he kind of looks very torn because that is absolutely what he would like to do, is to leave. But he's also very concerned because he senses that you're not being entirely, and he has led you down here. Everyone has seen him with you, and he's like, I have your word that you're, and he looks at Uste, he's like, I have your word that you're going to get the records you need, take any notes you need, where they are, and then leave.
You
Right,
know what a
Uste?
good student I am, Bob.
I can trust you, right, Uste? I know how responsible you are. And he sounds
Yeah,
like he's trying to sort of manifest it.
yes. I was a good student. Um,
Okay.
yes. No, you know what a good student I was. Don't worry. We'll make sure everything goes back exactly the place that it should be.
Oh, I like that wording as the DM. That's some
I'm
Greg
thinking that the
Greg
lawyer
B.T.
might
Little
appreciate
word.
it too.
Yes. Yeah. And he's like, "All right, I'll leave you here. I'll let the front desk clerk know that you're down here. And if you get lost or you need anything, go find them. And if they don't see you come up, after a couple of hours, they might send someone down here to look for you. So, but thank you all for stopping by. It's Uste, wonderful to see you again. Please feel free to stop by anytime." And he scoots back up the stairs.
All right. That's a good point for me to run off to the restroom. Be right back.
All right, y'all be careful. I don't want to mess down here. Bob's a good guy. He's been fighting for the good guys.
We don't even really want to be here. I'm pretty sure wherever we need to go is where those guards are at.
Ah,
So Zero starts kind of moving along the walls of uh, the outer, or the walls of the room you're in, the records room, and wherever she can sort of fit in between shelving units, she's kind of pressing a hand up against the wall and just sort of almost like feeling it or listening in a way you don't quite get what she's doing. but she's kind of gradually moving along and just testing.
What is she doing?
Just let her do it.
So she continues to go. I'm trying to kind of vamp as Kevin.
She continues to do weird
She
things.
continues
Kevin,
to
how you
do
doing? Okay,
weird,
and
weird things, mysterious things. Who knows what she's doing?
I'm sure that
I'll
Now
ask
at the
her.
brown.
So
Now she's doing the floor.
what are you what are you looking for? What should we be looking for?
I'm looking for any place where we might be able to punch through to a different room or a different floor without alerting anybody that that's what we're doing.
Punch.
Um
So, Kevin, Other, while you were gone, Zero began sort of feeling her way along walls and the floor, looking for, she says, any way they can you can kind of punch through to a different area without alerting everybody to what you're doing.
Oh, I can help with that. I show her how to work the echo.
Now, remind me what that does again.
Sure. A small tuning fork. Strike it against a wall or barrier and it reveals hollow spaces, passages, or structural weaknesses through resonant vibrations an experienced user can feel in their teeth.
Okay. Um, well, do you want to do that while she does her whatever her thing? Okay. Let's do a little dice
I
roll
thought they were
here.
looking for files.
I love how innocent Ustay is. Okay. Um, so Zero looks at the echo and she holds out her hand as if to like ask to look at it.
Sure.
And she takes it and kind of examines it, and in that way she's able to pretty quickly intuit what it does. And she hands it back and she's like, "It's a nifty piece of work. I guess let's see which one of us finds what we're looking for first. So you take that half, and I'll take this half." All
Okie doke.
right. So I'm gonna roll once for each of you. First for Other, and second for Zero. You both rolled pretty badly. So unfortunately, the echo doesn't detect any hollow spots or weak points. As questionable of a decision as it is to store records below the water table in a marshy environment, they do seem to have built the walls fairly solidly. Um, Zero similarly reports that she was looking for some area where maybe some uh, writings, knife iron was infused into the walls for some purpose that she could make use of to open up a hole. But couldn't find anything either. She's just like, it's just dumb stone. I don't think there's any way we can easily tunnel our way through without making a huge amount of noise.
I guess I'll check the floor then.
Okay. We'll roll for that. 4. So no dice, no weaknesses in walls or floor to exploit. Unfortunately, wherever you want to go, you're not going to be breaking through any structural load-bearing areas here to get to that, which might be for the best.
All right.
Are we looking for the elevator?
Uh-huh. I mean, an elevator would be great. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not in this room.
Where is it?
All we have to do is go out and go around to the right, and Sola's right. It's right where those guards are. I had a date with one of them one time, and yeah, he talked about how weird the whole area makes him feel. Now, I don't have any idea how to get in. I don't know how it works. I don't know anything, but that is why I knew where it was.
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
Well, Yeah, the problem is going to be, I mean, we'll just have to make sure they can't alert anybody else.
Do they carry any sort of communication devices, or are they just simply armed?
So they carry writings which are like whistles, but instead of them blowing the whistle and you hear the sound, they blow the whistle, and every other guard that has one elsewhere in the building hears the sound. And each floor or each zone is the sound is modulated in such a way that all the guards immediately know where the disturbance is coming from.
So
And
we need a way to do something to them that they can't use those.
just speaking out of character, yes, that would be advisable.
So, how, like right around the corner, are they like around the corner and then 30 feet, or are they right around the corner and they're right there? Um, what's the, how much, if we go,
Uste?
yeah, if we go around the corner, how much advance warning are they going to get?
I mean, it's like there's a space and like a little bridge, and then you go to the area. So like it's very popular to go and like if you're trying to impress someone, which is why I got there. But so that's usually where it is. But you can see it. There's this little gap and stuff. But I don't know how any of it works. But it's not that far. I would say 30 feet is probably pretty accurate, right around the corner.
So they'll see us 30 feet before we get to them.
They will.
Okay.
Um, would I know what I was looking for? Like, can I easily identify this item on them?
It's just hanging from a chain around their neck. So
Okay.
yeah, it's not...
So I'm gonna tell everyone to stay put, and I am going to pick up a bunch of papers, and I'm gonna be like, wait, just wait here until I come back. And I'm gonna try to, I'm going to pretend to walk into them and try to basically pickpocket them, take the things off of them without them knowing it.
Okay.
All right. So, and I'm going to stay, I'm not going around the corner, but I am going to stay where I can react as quickly as I can should this go south.
I would imagine it involves a roll.
Yes, it will. As you approach, how are you approaching? You're just trying to look like you belong there?
Yeah, like my head is down. Like I'm trying to look at the papers, but make sure that I accidentally bump into one and then bump into the other one.
Okay.
Like klutzy, like
Okay.
a nerd.
All right. So that they're gonna, um,
Or I'm gonna drop all the papers and like, oh my god, oh my god.
all right. We'll do a little rolling here. Okay, so they're all 12 in terms of like something is. They see you coming. You're doing a passable job at looking like you belong there. That being said, they don't normally see people walking toward them holding papers. It's not the sort of foot traffic they tend to get. So while they're not immediately alarmed because you're being blatant about just going up to them, they are a little bit like confused. So when you trip into them, they're definitely paying attention to you, and they're basically holding up their hands to stop you and ask for identification when you start your tripping motion.
Okay.
So we'll roll for your
Sleight of hand.
critical roll 20.
Yeah. That's probably a
So
good time for it.
So you
I'm
are
thinking.
just apparently you're just an expert pickpocket that we didn't know about until now, because
that down.
you managed to get
Nice.
not one but both of the whistles off of them, and they're more concerned about catching you, thinking you've come over with the vapors or something.
Oh, I declare, thank you for your assistance. It's so nice to know that there's still gentlemen in the world who would help a lady.
That is exactly the reaction I was hoping for when I said that. Ma'am, are you all right? Are you all right?
Oh my goodness.
Momentarily, they've completely forgotten that they need to be interrogating you as to like why you're even down here. They're just concerned that there's
Oh,
something wrong with you.
I didn't even
Uh,
see, and now I'm like, oh goodness, I'm gonna have to take these papers back to where I got the papers. Whew.
Man, where were you taking them? One of them is starting to sort of recall what he's here for. Where were you taking them exactly? That's the elevator down to the pit. I don't. Do they
Oh,
have?
I don't want to go down there. I got confused. I'm so sorry. It must be the mold in that room in there. It's terrible.
Oh, that it is just awful. Yes, you're right. I have the worst allergies
You
all
shouldn't
the
have to
time.
work down here. This is really horrible. I'm gonna say something to somebody about this. It's terrible conditions. Oh, my.
Oh, we appreciate that, ma'am. But if you're feeling faint, you really should sit down and rest before you try walking again. We might not be there to catch you next time.
Oh, thank you so much. Whew.
All right, so that
Uh,
worked well.
all right.
However, their whistles are now missing, so you have until they notice them, that they're
Okay.
gone.
So I'm gonna walk back around the corner and
Okay.
hand the whistles to Othor, and um, now I'm gonna order. Like, I'm gonna talk to Zapho and be like, Zapho, the boxes you've delivered the box. Thank you. I take the box from him and put it down. I'm like, now I need you to go around the corner and knock those two guys out.
Who are you talking to, boss?
You're talking to Dale.
Oh yeah, sorry, Dale. Go around the
Oh,
corner and
It
knock
paid
those two
off.
guys out.
okay, boss.
So
Off I go around the corner.
at what's so just so I'm aware, at what speed are you moving when you do this?
Oh, that's a good question. Um, direct. Not like sprinting, but not leisurely. I am
Okay.
walking with purpose.
So this is fairly alarming because there's a
Yeah.
like Terminator type like I was like moving with like very purposeful steps down the hall. So these guys very quickly like construct on the loose because they don't see a handler. Immediately reach their whistles, both of them. Uh, they do not. They realize quickly they do not possess those whistles, and then Zapho is on them as they have this realization, and we're going to roll for just how hard Zapho hits them. 12. Okay. So he breaks one of their jaws, and the other one sort of caves in his eye socket. So it's more than a knockout punch. It's more like these guys are going to need extensive reconstruction to their faces, but they are unconscious. So
Okay,
I mean
good.
he's a giant dude made of metal, so he hits hard.
Well, I am under no, like, I don't care about their well-being, so I don't.
There you go.
Unconscious is good enough for me. But we
Okay.
probably should hide them, although their absence would probably be noted. But I'd rather just hide them. Maybe it'll
Yeah,
just
I
look like
kind
they
of
were
think
bad.
think maybe we should just bring them down in the elevator with us.
Yeah. Do we have anything to tie them up or anything?
Um, yeah, I mean, oh, they're wearing shirts. We can, we
Okay.
can tie
Yeah,
them up
they
with their
have
shirt on shirt
uniforms on. You
sleeves,
can you can
Okay.
tear strips off their
or their
uniform or
belts,
whatever.
or something like that.
Yeah,
No, so
yeah.
what else? They've got the whistles, and they also have
Weapons.
stun
Close range stunners,
stunners.
stun. The in universe equivalent of like a taser. Yeah, or a stun gun.
Yeah, I would say take everything off of them. We can take off of them.
Okay. In
Okay,
addition
boss.
to wrecking their faces, you have stolen them down, robbed them down to their underwear.
Yep.
So now you have a couple of uniforms. You have their weapons, you have their whistles, and their dignity. So
And the one that has the crushed eye socket, I like kick him in the leg, and I was like, "That's what you get, George."
Oh man, okay. Oh shit, that was the guy you dated. Damn, Ustay. Holy crap. Uh, okay, so you're in the elevator and you're getting ready to head down. I think that's a good place to stop. We're almost at 10. Um, as a reminder, we will not be on next week because one of us can't do it. But that's okay because next week's going to be or the week after should be a fun, exciting one because we're going to be going to the pit, and the pit is a place where crazy things happen.
It's like the fun part of the world, like
Yes,
in a kind of weird.
the hollowed out center of the planet, or
Dun
gravity.
dun dun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I like the pit.
that is exciting.
I gotta tell you, it's fun listening to you guys because I have in my head like the plan I would use to get where you're going, and then I get to hear you guys come up with your own plan. Yeah, yours was similar to mine. The second part, I would have just had Zafo just walk right up and punch them, but then they might have alerted in time. So
So my initial plan was hoping that we were going to go on an elevator, and then when Bob, walked out ahead of us, I was going to knock the papers out of Dale's hands and hit the closed door and be like, "Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!" And then down we go.
so it's funny because when I had to on the spur of the moment come up with what was on these floors, I did that, and then I'm like, okay, but like only one of those places would be any place any normal person would be allowed to go. So then I was like, there needs to be like a dedicated access point that can't get to any of the other restricted places directly, at least. So your plan was foiled because I'm sitting there like, okay, I listed a bunch of stuff where you definitely wouldn't want civilians wandering around, and one place where we'd be okay if they did. So I need to come up with a reason why that makes sense.
For school projects.
Yeah,
School
yeah.
projects.
This is the school project building.
Duh.
That's right.
We're being graded on it. We're getting a grade.
Graded on a
It's
Put on a
curve.
permanent record.
Oh my god, you guys.
That's kind of the permanent record thing. It's also kind of funny because I've been watching Veronica Mars, and yeah, the whole early seasons, she's in everybody's permanent records.
These are public records. The moldy record room is
Right.
records that everybody can access.
Mhm.
Not the forbidden wing,
Mm.
where all the real dirt is that you guys are just ignoring.
I mean, it's not exactly what Harry, Ron, and Hermione would have done to get in the restricted section because they
That's
wouldn't
right.
have been violent, but
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
ain't
they
that.
had magic too, so.
Yes. And an invisibility cloak, which you guys do not have. So.
We
That
do
helps.
not have that.
Yeah, we don't
Or-
like it
no,
anywhere.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it. I was
Let me
almost
add
about to
that
say
to
it
the list.
on your behalf.
Working on.
Can't wait to burn this city down too.
Just leave the whole world ruined, smoldering ruin by the time.
You wanted to know last time who did we want to leave in charge? No one.
So we're going with a Heath Ledger's Joker approach.
That's right.
Right.
to-
Burn it
let's
all.
See, to quote Mikey, I believe it is, "Mine eyes have seen the glory of a weeping DM." Something, something, something. Ballad of the Murder Hobos.
no, I think
It's
I
hilarious.
think it's no, I think it's great. It's great just seeing you. It's great through as a scenario and seeing how you
Yeah.
rolling disaster your way through it.
And we have new skills now. We know Ustay is like this fashionista, so whenever we need disguises and
Yes.
stuff, this is going to come in handy later. And we
Roll
know
for advantage on
Solik can
disguises.
pickpocket. Yeah.
I carry
Yes.
boxes.
We know Dale is great at carrying boxes. Yeah.
Dale-
Advantage
and
on
is
carrying
ex-
boxes.
That's right.
and advantage on face punching.
True.
If
I'm a
if
regular
you'd want to
boxer.
collapse, if you want to collapse somebody's face, Dale is your guy.
Dale is our guy.
Indeed.
And I eat candy.
Wreck their, and yes, and you eat candy,
And drink
and
coffee.
you're the gadget man. You're the.
You had actual real tools. The rest of us had to make shit up.
That's right.
Is
You're
it
like, I have a thing that
is
does
it M?
this. I'm like,
Q?
what?
Q is the
Q,
is the
right?
gadget guy. Yeah. You're the team Q.
He's Data in the Goonies.
Yes.
Well, I
All
made
right,
up
gang.
all the gadgets, but I made them up ahead of time.
Yes.
Yes.
Pre-planning.
He sent me a list.
What,
But
Have
I
you
made
done
them
this
up before I knew what I would be needing. So that was
Yeah.
kind of
No, that was smart, and you cleared them with me too, which is nice, where you said these work in world. So
yeah.
No, I think it's funny. Zafo and I just make it up as we go along, and obviously, Petway has been doing this for years. He's like, I can do this kind of thing, and then Jess Rainey has been doing it for a long time now too. She's got a regular group, so it's like you're all pre-planned. Like Petway knows what his character wants and stuff. You could tell, and Sola is all, or Jess Rainey, she's all like, and are there any boxes I need to look in? You know what I mean? I could like, well, you can tell these guys know what they're doing, and Zafo and I are like, pretty close. And Zafo's like,
I'm looking for the stairs.
But like that works for your characters too. So you picked
Absolutely.
characters that fit your level of experience in this kind of a game, which works. So it shows a level of awareness that's good. And meanwhile, I can barely remember details of the world I created. So I'm just like, sure, why not? We'll do that.
Thing is, this is really exciting. I like this because we get to the end of this. I think it would be fun to do just because basically what we were doing is just telling a story together. So I think it'd be really fun to choose a different world and different characters and tell another story. You know what I mean? Like just tell a story together. It's a lot less pressure that way. And I don't know, I find it inspiring and fun.
That's what I'm going for, is just not get bogged down in mechanics, just tell an interesting story.
So, Greg, when you're working on this, about how long do you spend planning for a session?
Planning.
Yeah, pretty much what he said, planning. And I'll think about it some during the week. I don't have any real structured preparation. I try to, if I have time, watch some of the previous week just so I don't get completely lost as to what we did. But no, it's just I'm leaning a lot on my knowledge of the world and trying to come up with new twists on what I did already in the books to keep myself interested in the world building side of things, and then I'm just sort of throwing it to you guys and seeing what you come up with.
I think that's great. I've told Kelly this before, but when I run a game, if I spend more than 30 minutes planning it, it usually is not as good.
I definitely don't spend more than 30 minutes.
No,
Yeah.
and honestly, that's the best way to do it, is to just sort of react to what the players are doing, because that way they are leading, and so that they're going to have fun, and that's what makes it good for everybody and makes everybody laugh and have a good time. And so
you guys are you're the characters. So you're telling the story. I'm providing the context in which the story is being told and throwing obstacles up occasionally. But my view is it's you guys telling the story, so I should be deferring to you wherever possible.
I would always spend a few hours preparing, but my preparation was mostly the technology. Right? Like I was trying to figure out how to make the map work and where to put the characters on the map. And how do I make, what I mean? A bunch of the prep was that stuff.
We're just doing theater of the mind here.
Yes.
So, yes.
See? This is much better. I like this much better.
Yeah. And it works great. All right.
Well, I'm having...
I think we're still live, so we're going to say goodbye to everyone. Do we have anything to share? Oh, we do have Shore Leave. Shore Leave Book Club is tomorrow.
That's right.
And Jesse Sprague will be with us, so hopefully the author. We will see you for Exile of the Wolf. I have about 100 pages left, so I will get this done tomorrow. It'll be fresh in my brain.
I think we're probably right about in the same spot. I'm about 2/3 of the way through.
Yep, there you go. So we'll get this baby done tomorrow, and Petway and I will be all fresh with lots of questions, and hopefully you will come too and come join us and ask questions of Jesse. That will be 9 p.m. Eastern. So come and join us.
Yeah, that book club's been a lot of fun. I've been enjoying that.
I can't wait for the next one, like the next series too.
What series are we doing after that?
I don't have it for sure from the author yet, so let me get it for sure.
Oh, okay.
Because he has to check the dates. And once we know that the dates are good with him, then we'll be good to go.
All right. I think I know who we're talking about, but
I mentioned it before, but we can,
Yeah.
yeah.
all right.
All right.
Well,
And-
Greg,
Well-
thank you very much.
Thank you for everybody for playing as always. I thoroughly enjoy it. I'm looking forward to it. We'll miss you guys next week, but we'll be back out at 2 weeks, and we'll get down to the pit.
Absolutely.
10-4.
And
All
there
right.
we'll discuss, but there may be shenanigans next week. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I'm
You
up
gonna
for
bring Greg the
shenanigans.
shark?
Ish. But yeah,
Cool.
something along those lines.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. all.
Bye.